This system, one that they call democracy, has failed its people. It has failed to produce what the Constitution outlined when it was written. And that too failed in its mission of being equal for all people. Now, most people don't want to hear what I'm about to say because it takes you looking in the mirror and knowing that although people in power make decisions, we let them. We didn't speak. And now we have things called the big beautiful bill that's taking away more rights and freedoms for a lot of people. But for people who look like me, who've had to struggle really hard for everything that they got, and then we were placed in these certain neighborhoods and we were confined in them because if you went outside of them, you had so much scrutiny about being in a white neighborhood or a neighborhood that they didn't perceive you were supposed to be in, that you knew to stay in your own area. And even in your own area, who policed those areas? Not the people that look like you per se, and if they did look like you, they're operating as a black man with white glasses on, white man eyes. And what I mean by that is he is going to act the way that they tell him to act. And he's so glad to be a part of what they call the Blue Shield, okay? Or any other organization, such as judicial, legislative, KKK, and more. Now, you would think I'm being racial by saying this. I'm just sick and tired of sitting down here taking the BS that I got to take just simply because nobody want to say that enough is enough and that at some point in time you got to stand up for yourself, because this video was not supposed to start out like this, but you know what? I had it on my mind. You know, I am sick of going to places asking for help or what I deserve and looking at the same people who represent the structure and the system that governs us all. And those with privilege benefits and those without privilege don't benefit at all. And sometimes they get killed for nothing. But one of the issues that I want to bring up before I go too far is veterans. While I'm talking about veterans, I'm also speaking and holding senior citizens under my wing and also holding disabled people and paralyzed people and people who can't do things for themselves under the same wing. I think we all under the same classification, except for veterans, are made up of citizens of this country, but not rich citizens, not legislators or presidents or judicial members' children. They don't have to go and fight for the freedoms that we talk about. They tell us that we're supposed to be fighting about. We actually go to war like a damn fool for people who start wars that make money. Because we'll go to war if a man don't want to give you 60 or 70% of the minerals or what you have been getting out of that country for hundreds of years, they decide to stop it, we'll go to war for that. Because the people who benefit from wars are rich people. Those that run this country. But right now, I can't focus on them because they're behind the curtain. But we can focus on what I can see. Veterans, you think that somebody's given people who served in the military something. And most of you have these strong opinions, have not served a damn day in the Boy Scouts. That's as far as you might go anyway. So you don't know what it is to talk about blood, sweat, and tears and go through 8 weeks of permanent hell. Then another 8 weeks of training. Then they send your ass to somewhere where there's 24-hour ultimate control. If you mess up, you go to jail. Or they take something from you. Discipline is so high. But what do we see? A structure, a military structure that's systematic in nature and is run by the same people who systematically abuse people of color over and over and over. And it's a cycle of hell. But let me go back because I don't want to jump all over the place. I want to talk about the people who think that veterans don't pay a heavy price. What more do you want? They sign a piece of paper. It tells them that we have ultimate control over you, slave, for this amount of years. Now, we all sign the paper, but some of us, when we get in there, we may have certain privileges, others may not, because we may favor the ruling class. See, all of this stuff exists in the military. But if you didn't take care of, when they talked about the Civil War, talking about what it was fought over, who started that fight? Who started fighting, brother against brother? It wasn't brother like us. It was white brothers against brothers, killing each other because of what they thought they may lose. It was all come down to money, okay? And now you have people going to war for you over and over again. World War I, II, Spanish, American, all of that. And when they come home, especially black men, you don't think they deserve nothing. While you sat at your desk, house, safe, not doing anything. And see, we at fault because we elect rich people who are not stupid enough, and I say stupid enough, to do the right thing. No, they go in there and they make sure that when they come out, they never have to work again in their life. They rob us blind. They steal us blind. Now they want to take away veterans' benefits or make changes to veterans' benefits when you always favored the privilege anyway. Okay? What about the paralyzed? What about the people that's been paying taxes for 60, 70 years? Even after you give them a Social Security check, on top of that, a lot of times you got to tax them one way or another. And we call those people Americans too. But you want to be colorblind and tell us who's American and who's not. When you know that most people who are rich have stolen from the very people that they're supposed to protect.